Now, let me say this, because I've been getting questions about these black male life coaches, these uncredentialed, uncertified, untrained, YouTubian black male life coaches. I'm not here to knock nobody. I'm disappointed in a lot of my sisters. I am disappointed in a lot of black women because I thought that our sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate I thought black sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate slander and degradation of black women on any level for any reason. I thought, black sisters, that you guys were getting to a place, you sisters, you queens, my beautiful black goddesses, I thought you all were evolving to a place where you would not approve of Eurocentric slander and degradation and debasement and undue attacks on your integrity as a black woman. But I'm seeing black women, out of their thirst for male validation, entertain some of these Negroes who have no history of organizing in the black community.
Back in 2013, I interviewed you when I worked with Madame Noir. Okay. And we had, a viral moment. We talked about black women and boundaries. And you said we were out of order.
We're still out of order.
Tell us why you say we're still out of order.
I think now because we get paid to be out of order now.
Okay.
Some of the ways that we behave and treat each other publicly.
As black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination.
I want to fully step into my role as an elder and be able to say things that you may not like, but you will at least respect.
I think I've counted 12 different YouTubian beta male wannabe life coaches that are out there slandering black women, attacking black women, degrading black women. I count about a dozen. I'm going to call them the dirty dozen of division.
Talk to you about this movement. And I talked to you a little bit about it before when we had that interview last year with Sonetter. Shout out to Sonetter. Now, the brothers are giving up and they're calling it a movement like men going on their own way, the red pill. Men are calling it the manosphere. They're saying, forget about it. We're done with the black woman. We're going to tell her to go her way. Have you heard about this movement?
I have heard it a lot, but you have to remember they're dealing with decades of resistance and hostility and having their money taken and not being able to have a proper meal to even eat. And if any sister is looking for a man, she need to go to the grocery store around 5 or 6 o'clock because they all in line. They all lined up trying to get a plate of food for $10.
Wow, that's right. That's
and
right.
I tell the sisters, if you start cooking, he'll come by your house. He'll show up and he'll sit there a while. Okay? As it stands now, a man can't even ask a woman, can she cook? That's a turnoff, and she'll get rid of him if he say, hey, baby, can you cook? That's the end of that.
I can't appreciate black men trying to make a dollar off of making black women feel bad. And unfortunately, our black women, some of them are so thirsty for validation that they're participating in the attacks and slander against the black female community, and that's not acceptable. Even for amusement, the black woman should never subject herself to another man's condemnation. And what makes the condemnation so ridiculous for me, it's mostly superficial. Most of the assessment is superficial, brothers and sisters. It's superficial. You weigh too much. You don't have the right body type. You don't have enough education. You don't make enough money. This is European standards. This isn't African. That's not who we are.
Women. It's not a necessary conversation to have. And I think it's an overgeneralization as to what Black women actually want.
Well, all he said was, hold on, man, overgeneralization. No, we don't get that one. All he stated was facts.
He stated facts, that there's a lot of ways that you can state facts to create
but here's one fact. Okay, what did your husband say about this?
What?
What did your husband say about this? Did y'all discuss it?
No, I'm not married. I would not choose. I would not choose to date into something like that. I got choose to be single.
Okay.
I'm a PhD.
Okay, congratulations. But that was unnecessary, right?
Nope. Because
no. You just no, ma'am. You did. I just asked you about marriage. I just asked you about marriage, and you juxtaposed it against your education.
I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females, and I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be. So you're sitting around here like, oh, he's got to be 6 foot, and he's got to look like this, and he's got to make 6 figures or 7 figures.
Because I honestly want a 6-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and net it out for you. You ready?
Uh-huh.
The guys you want aren't asking you out.
Go into a modeling call, an open call.
Oh, trust me, I know.
So you know what it is. And what you're saying, man, is that people are coming to me. Well, understand, they're coming to my TV, my YouTube show. If they don't want it that way, they could always book a private session with me and do it behind the scenes. But they don't want to pay that money. And what they really want to know is, why am I not getting the kind and caliber of man I want? Because I think I'm here, and I want men that are here, but I'm not getting them. Gordon Ramsay can go and be a multi-millionaire as a chef because he calls you a stupid fucking monkey. But a black man just tells you, hey, sis, the man you say you want don't want you to weigh more than him. And all of a sudden, you hate women. See, people don't ask Steve Harvey that, who'd been married 3-4 times. He wrote a book telling you what you want to hear, and you make him a multi-millionaire. He'd been divorced how many times? But he still said, women are from Mars, men from Mars, women are from Venus. You take a comedian's advice. But a man who actually is in it and been doing this since 1989, since Shahrazad Ali, black man's got to be a black woman. Hold on. Since a man who's been over 3 singles ministries at the church and has been married twice, which means I've tried to marry a black woman twice, been a stepfather once, and it didn't work. But I still am helping people get married.
But we're going to have some sisterhood circles. Dr. Umar is going to host some sisterhood circles where I can speak power and strength into black women. I'm going to speak power and strength. This is the Frederick Douglass High School you're looking at. I'm going to speak power and strength into our beautiful African sisters. See, I want you to understand and overstand. The same reason you go on these YouTubian beta male so-called life coaching platforms, the same reason you go on these YouTubian beta male so-called life coaching platforms is the same reason you stay in abusive relationships. It's the same reason black women stay in abusive relationships. It's the same reason black women stay. Why do black women stay in a relationship where she's being exploited sexually, emotionally, or financially? Why doesn't the black woman leave? Talk to me, black women. We're talking about the unconscious psychology of abuse of our sisters. We're talking about the unconscious psychology of why black women would rather stay. Because a lot of black women feel that if a man does not validate me, I'm not good enough as a woman. Your mind loves to play tricks on you. That's right. Your mind wants you to think that if you can get one of these YouTubian beta males to validate you publicly, your self-esteem will go up, but it won't. These are the games the unconscious plays on your mind, black woman. These are the games that your unconscious plays on your mind, black woman. Don't let your mind play games on you. Don't let that little girl inside of you who was victimized as a child. Don't let that little girl inside of you that was victimized by your first husband. Don't let that little girl inside of you that was sexually assaulted or physically assaulted by her mother's boyfriend. Don't let the pain of that little girl. Don't let the pain of your inner child, black woman. Don't let the inner child run your life.
You don't need to be looking for no dude that's making 6 figures. You need to be looking inside yourself for the part that is still broken from past relationships, that's allowing you to get talked to by this dude like you are just a dog. That's the first and foremost thing that you need to do. Remember the type of woman, if you're a woman, remember the type of woman you were on the path to becoming before you got broken. Remember her and take steps towards that. Or else you're going to continue taking steps towards dudes who step all over you for their personal gain. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jackson was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex.
And it's like, you know how you say, like, women, like, even I was watching the other lady, and, like, they have that. Like, you know, they have a man who wants to take care of the household, then they just be, like, on their high horse, or they have a different mentality, you know, the generational curse. I believe the way everybody's beliefs are, like, is the opposite of what it's supposed to be. So I've dated like 2 older guys, and I just got out of a relationship with an older guy. He was about to be 40, and it's like amazing. Like, their mindset is just like crazy, you know, like he was very manipulative and like emotionally and verbally abusive. And it's like, I know how to, because I've been so independent, like I know I'm like, I got the disease to please. So it's like, I know how to cater to my partner, you know, and do what I need to do on my end, you know, but I've never had anybody like willy-nilly like take care of me, you know.
But let me back up.
Okay.
In your state where you're broken, you're going to attract, it's easier to attract predators. That's what I'm saying. You need therapy, because whatever your desire to please, that may be there, but you're going to have an unhealthy expression of it because you attract predators. Even in a short period of time that we've been together, you've said a lot of things that, given to the wrong person with bad intent, they can use it against you to get closer to you. That's not me. But what I'm saying is, there's a way to be open and to tell people who you are without becoming vulnerable to them. And the way you don't become vulnerable to them is understand yourself. It's not for us to wrestle with God. It's for us to submit to the things that we have out here already. So even if you can't afford it, there are people who will sit back and give you most consultations with life coaches, but I actually would recommend an actual psychiatrist, somebody who can diagnose depression, bipolar disorder, differences, somebody who can actually prescribe medication, even short term, like Prozac, Zoloft, antidepressants, because these things can tend to help even 30, 60, 90 days just to get you kind of level to where you can kind of see clear for the first time. Don't close off any doors because that you don't know or the stigma of it. And often you just get online and just search psychiatrists or life coaches or psychiatrists or things like that in your zip code. Just go online and you should see a lot of different ones come up. And most therapists offer free initial consultation.
Right.
Do me a favor. On here is a message function on Instagram. Message me and just let me know that you did book your appointment. Can you do that?
Yes.
I don't need to know who you booked it with. I just need to know that you did it.
Okay.
You gonna do that?
Yes, I'll do that.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm a man of my word.
All right, then. All right, young lady. Good night. Number one thing he talks about is healing. And you talk about it through therapy because at the end of the day, like there's some serious psychological trauma on both sides of the party.
Yes. The black community coming out of slavery. Yeah. We were 80% married. We were the most married people through some of the worst times. Black laws, Jim Crow, slavery, segregation, all this other kind of stuff. We were married at a rate of 80%.
Every woman in the world, but we're talking about our queens. Every woman in the world needs a man who loves her without any interest of sexual intercourse. Listen to me well, black woman. In order for you to be healthy, you have to have a man you can go to and get emotional healing and support.
The black man provides more in a black home than just financial support. He provides direction, guidance, gratification, fulfillment, and discipline for our children.
See, black men, we got to get our root chakras under control. The black man has to get his root chakra. Black men, the reason why some of us are so hypersexual is our root chakra is out of control. We have to get our root chakras under control if we really want to serve the black sisterhood. I'm going to say it again. We got to get our root chakras under control so that we can be of better use to our women.
The good black woman has self-respect. She don't have to go out naked just to get the attention of a man. I have sisters all over the country, and they come up to me after the lectures, and they'll be talking to me, and they'll say, well, you know, all he think about is sex. All he think about is my body. I say, why don't you show him something else?
The way we are moving in the world, it's time for us to close our legs. Close your legs, open your heart.
It would be an affront to my spirit to dishonor another woman by betraying her confidence, sleeping with her man, not honoring my word to her, talking about her. I couldn't do it.
The reason why some of you beta males in the chat can't understand, overstand, and understand what I'm talking about is you have been mentored by beta males who have positioned the black woman as their enemy. You have been mentored by beta males who have raised you to believe the black woman is your problem. I had a beta male say earlier, Dr. Umar, black women been in charge of the black community for 60 years. No, she hasn't. The white man, has been in charge of the black community for 400 years. The black woman is only a manager of the black community. And the only reason why she is a manager of the black community is because the war against black men, which is waged by the white man, is sending us to the prison and to the cemetery. So the black woman had to step in and assume that role. The black woman don't want to be the damn alpha male in your house. The black woman don't want to be going crazy raising your children. The black woman don't want to be crazy teaching her daughter about sex and dating and pregnancy and birth control and STDs. Do you really think the black woman wouldn't rather be doing something else? Do you really think she want to be working 2 and 3 jobs to get the bills paid because your ass is locked up or dead? And I'm not blaming you, black man. It's a war on us. But what I'm telling you, stop making the black woman the scapegoat for the white man. And if you feel that you have to make the black woman the scapegoat for the white man, then why don't you just be honest and say, listen, I'm scared of my oppressor.
We represent the missing link as black women. The black man has been dissected, examined, the white man, the white woman, and the black child. But it has been us as black women who have never been examined. We have been protected. We have been insulated. We have been kept from any kind of criticism about our personal behavior in the home and outside of the home. And we have been given the false compliment that we are the backbone of the black nation. There is no doubt in any community in this country that the men in those communities are the backbone of their nations. There's no doubt in the white community that the white man is the backbone of his nation. The European, the Buddhist, the Korean, the Japanese, the Hispanic, all of those men are the backbones of their community, and there's no doubt about it. It is only in the black community where those values have been transposed and where they put that burden on us and tell us that we are the backbone of the black community, which is a direct insult to the black man and implies that he don't have no backbone and that his women have to represent him. It's a heavy burden. It's one we are tired of carrying, and it is one that is not true. See, what has happened is that we have been turned, sisters, into kind of like Frankenstein. I think everybody remembers the Frankenstein monster. He had somebody's arms, somebody's legs. He even had somebody else's brain inside of his skull. Oh, he was functional, but he was not himself. And so, yes, we are functional. We have been taught that having a good job means that we are a total success. We have been taught that the solution to all the problems of the black people in America is to get a job with the white people. That's just not the truth. And that's certainly not saying that it is not important for us to have money for food, clothing, and shelter. And it's not saying that we as black women are not strong. I'm here today to represent some of that monumental strength we say we have. This does not mean that we are not strong. We don't have to put our man down in order to be strong. I'm just saying that we have used our strength in the wrong direction. We've been using it against our man instead of for him. If we use the kind of strength and influence that we have in this society to support the black man, won't anybody be able to come against him? But every man is judged by his woman, and if his woman say he ain't nothing, then the whole world believes he ain't nothing.
If you're putting yourself in the psychologist's chair right now, why are so many women offended by your content?
Well, one, because they don't listen to it. They come and see a black man in a suit with that background and everything else, and they're used to hearing mother, goddess, queen, the black woman is God, and they're not used to hearing such a direct message. And the picture says one thing, but the message is another. And they automatically, the first time I say something, it's like, well, and they get triggered quickly. But if you listen to what I'm saying overall, I have women who will sit back and say, at first I got upset, but then I came back. I was getting my hair cut today, and a woman left me 8 comments about, I ain't gonna even pray for you. And I'm like, here's the thing. Let's go back to that 8th place trophy.
Yeah.
We have told women across the world, it doesn't matter what size you are, nobody can judge you, your body, your choice, your womb, your that. And this has been going on for a long time. Shahrazad Ali wrote a book in 89, 90, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, where she chronicled that everybody in this country, the black man included, have been put under a microscope and examined. But the only one in this country that has not had this kind of treatment is black women. And if you go back and look at some clips from Oprah, Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, anything from Shahrazad Ali, look it up and see what that sister was saying. She was prophesizing what's happening right now. Black media right now, there is no black male media run by black men for black men. The best you have is Ebony Essence, Madame Noir, these things, and they have a large female base because women support. Women spend 73 cents out of every dollar. There's a media, there's an economic component to telling your market what they want to hear. However, the sobering statistic is 1 out of 4 black women won't marry. The sobering statistic is 80% of black women, 80% are overweight. When Spelman took away that complete college athletics because they noticed so many incoming freshmen were obese. So as an image consultant, I started this witness that men were getting all ready to go, and there's no women out there available for them. And I'm like, okay. And I'm starting to witness that when I'm working with women, I'm like, dear, you're 5'4", 260. There's nothing that really fits you. So I was realizing that I could tell men some truths, and men would want to do something about it, but women, they would get upset. I wanted a refund. And I'm like, So I'm like, what's going on? Then I watched Rebecca Lynn Pope's video. And she gave the other side, and I was like, I see, I'm not crazy. So I started to kind of go a little bit further into this. What a lot of women object to is they're not used to being told the truth. Just the simple truth. It doesn't matter how nicely I try to word it. I think if you watch my broadcast, I struggle sometimes using all my corporate skills.
I be watching you. Like I'm trying to be tact with you.
I mean, I'm a well-schooled communicator, neuro-linguistic programming certified. I mean, I'm really trying, but at some point, how do you tell someone who is 40 years old, who is 260 pounds, 3 children by 2 different men, and who was objectively an average-looking woman, that high-value men earning this kind of money, don't see you? Now, a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll tell women what they want to hear, and that works to make women feel good as a placebo. But if you're a personal trainer and tell people, hey man, eat what you want, do what you want, you know, it's not going to help your client get any better shape. And again, women are recognizing after this beer bug, they look to the right, look to the left, there's no man there. They're saying these outcomes are not working. So a guy like myself is saying something different than everybody else and showing the outcomes. My show accidentally has saved marriages. I get emails weekly. You saved my marriage. Women have called into my show saying that I'm a better wife. I'm on my husband's team. My one lady left me flat-footed. She's like, my future generations owe their lives to you.
Wow. Wow. That's powerful. That's serious.
I'm like, huh? And because at the end of the day, it's about outcomes.
The thing, like, it's rare to get that kind of, you know, a praise from them, because you're I mean, let's be honest, you're telling them the truth, the uncomfortable and unflattering realities. Hey, this is why you're single. You need to do this and do that.